The Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency has defended the appointment of Barrister Aminu Junaidu as the chairman of Investment and Securities Tribunal, insisting that the process followed due procedure and was backed by the constitutional authority of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Addressing a World Press Conference on Friday in Abuja, the Center's Executive Director, Pastor Yakubu, said recent criticism suggesting the appointment violated the Investment and Securities Act 2025 were unfounded and lack credible evidence. He noted that since Barrister Junaidu assumed office after a formal handover on October 26, 2025, the tribunal has witnessed noticeable improvement in administrative efficiency, staff morale, and inclusiveness. The organization highlighted growing international recognition of the tribunal's reform. This was followed by a delegation from Ethiopia's capital market institutions on March 2026, which expressed satisfaction with the tribunal's evolving systems. It, however, dismissed claims that the Secretary to the Government of the Federation acted outside the legal bounds, describing the process as a standard administrative procedure for heads of agency. The Center also addressed concerns over qualification, noting that Barrister Aminu Junaidu, a former Attorney General of Zamfara State, brings extensive experience in governance and institutional management competencies.
The appointment of Barrister Aminu Junaidu followed due process and reflects the lawful exercise of constitutional authority. His professional background and early performance indicate a capacity to strengthen the tribunal and enhance its rules within Nigeria's capital market. We therefore urge all stakeholders to remain guided by facts, uphold the rule of law, and prioritize the stability and credibility of Nigeria's institutions. Nigeria's progress depends not only on the decision we make, but also on how we interpret and respond to them. In considered performance, it is necessary to address the central legal question. At the heart of the controversy is the claim that the appointment of Barrister Aminu Junaidu was irregular or unlawful. This claim does not stand up to careful scrutiny. The appointment was duly approved by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, acting within the constitutional powers vested in his office. In a constitutional democracy, such authority is exercised within defined legal and administrative framework, not arbitrarily. There is no credible evidence to suggest that this framework were breached in this instance. It is also important to understand that governance is not static. Administrative decisions involve in response to institutional needs and national priorities. To interpret this flexibility as illegality is to misunderstand the nature of executive responsibilities. The suggestion that the Secretary to the Government of the Federation acted outside legal bounds failed to recognize the coordinated structure of executive decision-making. Ultimately, such authorities flows from the President, and in this case, that authority has been properly exercised. For clarity, appointment of heads of agencies are processed through the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and formal letters of appointment are issued accordingly. This is a well-established administrative procedure. Distinguished members of the press, beyond question of process, there is also this issue of qualification. Barrister Aminu Junaidu is a seasoned legal practitioner with extensive experience in governance and public administration. As a former Attorney General of Zamfara State, he operated at the highest level of legal advisory and institutional management. His experience is directly relevant to the works of the tribunal, which sits at the intersections of law and economic regulations. The argument that qualification must be narrowly restricted to a specific segment of capital market practice overlooks the broader competencies required for modern institutional leadership, analytical depth, legal expertise, and administrative capacity. Upholding international integrity and public confidence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria capital market is built on confidence. Confidence in rules, in institutions, and in leadership. Any narrative capable of undermining that confidence must therefore be approached with caution and responsibility.